Hello. Well, doesn't time fly? We're now in the beginning of September, and we're continuing our series in the Psalms. So we're carrying on in Psalm 76. I was going to say 67, just turning things round, but no, we're definitely on Psalm 76. As I was just thinking about this, looking at this psalm, it just struck me. What would it look like for you and I to write a psalm? It's like we can almost be put off and go, well, I'm not a musician, I'm not this, I'm not a poet. But if we took the psalm to be an expression of our heart, expression of our praise, and expression of our journey, actually, it's irrelevant if you like, the craftsmanship. What matters is our heart. Now, if you are a poet or a songwriter, you can take it to a whole different level. But there's a level where we can all write declarations that come from the depths of our heart. And that's what I was thinking as reading this Psalm 76. It's like someone has encountered and experienced God, and then they've written it down in a way that we can all enjoy. So I'd encourage you, if you get a few minutes, or even make a little bit of time, and as part of your time with God, write a psalm that reflects His goodness, to you. Write a psalm that reflects a victory, and don't worry if it's rough around the edges, but do it for you. Maybe something you never share with anyone, or just one or two people close to you, or you might turn it into a song that becomes an anthem, a declaration in the church. Whatever level, I just think there's some value in that. Stopping long enough to think what would I write in this situation. So here in Psalm 76, he starts off, God is honoured in Judah, His name is great in Israel, Jerusalem is where He lives, Zion is His home. And you can pick up straight away that sense of victory that the psalmist here, it's Asaph is thought to have written the psalm, and it is one that is designed to go with music, but there's this declaration: the Lord is to be honoured, and His name is great. So how about in our lives? God is to be honoured, not just in our actions and our deeds, but in our voice, in our declaration. His name is great. So it's like, what has God done in your life, my life, that allows us to sing that? And I look for myself, I can go back, I can actually even go back before I became a Christian, and I'm like, wow, God got hold of me at a young age. I didn't walk in my 20s, my 30s without Him. I became a Christian at 21. I'd been around church, but that was a defining moment. And I can look back, even at that point, and just go, wow, He's been faithful, He's been true. When I maybe got myself in a tight spot, He's never got Himself in a tight spot. He's always there, to lead the way, to lead out, and everything else. So the psalmist is gathering his thoughts, and I look at the psalm and I think before this he's probably been under some extreme pressure. And there is something about the release from extreme pressure that can cause a whole level of celebration to emerge. I take one of my sons to football, and I look back, the memorable moments aren't the ones where we win 1-2 3-0 easily. The games that really stick in my mind are the ones where we've gone behind, we look like we're going to lose, and then in the last minutes there's this turnaround, and the power, the noise, the celebration in the crowd is like, it's like this moment. And I think that's what the psalmist here is expressing. He's been under pressure. He's been looking and praying and seeking a breakthrough, and the breakthrough comes, and as the breakthrough comes from the depth of his being, it's like, whoa, that God is to be honoured. Yeah, it's like, whoa, his name is great in all Israel, and you can see it in a natural way in a football crowd or other sports crowds, but here it is, expressed towards life, and it says he has broken the fiery arrows of the enemy, the shields and swords and weapons of war. Yeah, he's like, this is why we're celebrating. You've done this. You've set us free. You've changed things round. How about, for you in your life, are there moments it looked like there was no way through, and then there's this moment, this, and you have a distinctive moment of God breaking in, answering prayer, moving on your behalf. And this praise continues, says, you're glorious and more majestic than the everlasting mountains. It's like, whoa, your glory it's like he's taken it into this realm of creation. I don't know where you live, but if you live somewhere where you can see the hills, look out at the hills, look at the mountains, look at the trees. If not, walk to a local park, find somewhere where you can look around and see those declarations, on earth of the glory of God. And even when you see the most refined part of creation, God's creation, the declaration he's greater than this. Have you noticed, it's like when people build, even the most elaborate designers or architects can't touch the glory of God that's in creation itself. The thing I love about creation is, the glory that is displayed today changes, it grows, it develops. Even, if you watch a tree developing, it's like every year the glory is different. Every year the declaration of the glory is different because it grows, it matures. I've got quite a very large collection of plants, and I've been looking at them, and they grow in the winter, and I'm just sorting them all out, tidying them up, and I'm like, they've been dormant for 3 months, but I'm looking at them and going, it looks like you've grown. You look different. And some of them have a familiarity, but they're developing, they're maturing. The only problem I end up with is I now need more space, but I don't know how I'm going to do that. Anyway, moving on. Verse 5, our boldest enemy has been plundered. They lie before us in the sleep of death. It's like God's hand has brought victory. They were clearly being attacked from all sides. And God has brought an astounding victory. I want to land in the few minutes we got at the end, where in verse 11, you can read the other bits, but it says, make vows to the Lord your God and keep them. Let everyone bring tribute to the awesome one, for he breaks the pride of princes and the kings of the earth fear. And there is this thing in scripture, it's like humble yourself under the mighty hand of God and he will raise you up. And learning to live in a place of humility. But here at the beginning, there's in verse 11, there's a statement of intent. I think that's what I take from that about the vows. It's like there's a statement, this is the way I'm going to live. And then the next step is I am living this way. He says, make a vow and keep it. Line yourself up. And it's like, if there's any way that maybe you're not living as sharp as you were before God, there's the challenge. It's like, right, I realign with a determination. There's something for me about September. It's a new season. It's it's a new time. It's one of my defining times of the year. So we realign with God and we determine that we'll walk his way. Bless you. Thank you for being with me. Look forward to being with you as we work through the second half of the Psalms, which will take us sometime into the new year, I think. Bless you. Bye for now.